Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the departure event for the Matrics in Antarctica class of 2020. We are so excited. I mean, sometimes when you work through such a long project and so much blood, sweat, and tears goes into making something happen, you get to the day actually and you realize it is real. And this is where we are. We're extremely excited. We are privileged to have Alderman Deputy Mayor Neilson with us today from the city of Cape Town, Alderman Felicity. Also, we thank you so much for your time. We know it's a very busy time, not just in Cape Town, in our city, but also across the country with many other things. Your time is very appreciated. To Marilla and to Vasily Kalazin, thank you from ALCI, and also just for Joanne Selby, the MD for Table Bay Hotel, for joining us today. It's a momentous occasion to be doing this inaugural departure event with you guys. So today is the departure event. Today is the day that we actually say goodbye to these students, but strangely enough, not students that have done an ordinary week behind them. These students have been locked away in isolation in the Table Bay Hotel for 9 days. These guys just want to get out. So I'm going to go to the students one by one, and let's just get an idea of how they are feeling. So firstly, Kelby, to you. How has the isolation actually been, and what was probably, which I want to know from you, the worst thing about being in isolation?
Isolation hasn't been bad at all. I mean, we're really living in luxury here at the Table Bay Hotel, so I'm so grateful for them. But yeah, I've got no complaints. I think the worst thing is seeing the beautiful weather outside and all the people walking along the waterfront and not being able to join them. So I think that's been the hardest thing. But other than that, it's been really nice being here.
No, awesome, lovely. Thank you, Kelby. Now just to Thea. Thea, come on, you come from a place that is usually 35 degrees Celsius and you are boiling in your socks. What are you thinking is going to be the biggest shock for you landing in Antarctica tomorrow?
Probably my body trying to climatize. It's going to be absolutely hilarious watching myself try to climatize. But I think that I'm ready for the challenge. I'm somebody who is very resilient and very tenacious, and I don't give up. So regardless of the cold, I'm going to brave it. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity that I'm so absolutely grateful for. So I can't wait.
And thank you. It's a privilege to have you part of our group, Thea. Thank you. To Boyketlo, to you, I really want to know, I know it's been 9 days, and you know that Delisha has been putting in magic behind the scenes to try and make this week such a special one for you. So let's just clear up. You guys haven't been bored. What have you guys really been doing in these 9 days? Boyketlo, you'll have to unmute yourself again and just start the answer.
Oh, sorry. I didn't notice that. Oh, I said we've learned a lot. We've had a lot of lectures from different professors from Stellenbosch, UCT, UWC. I've learned a lot from a wide spectrum of subjects such as economics, religion, science, all of that. And I'm really grateful for all of it.
It's lovely. Thank you, Boyketlo. Ayaka, across to you. Now, you guys, as I hear from Boyketlo, had an array of speakers. Which of the speakers stood out for you? Which one was your favorite?
That's a really hard question because all of them were such wonderful people. But definitely for me, I'd say Prof. Fatah, because he taught me more about South African politics, and it really engaged my mind and made me learn how to think before I speak and be able to scramble our brains, if I had put it that way. So I definitely say Prof. Fatah, because it was quite amazing analyzing the poem with him and just reflecting back and being able to answer his questions.
Oh, you're right, to make your brain scramble. It's a lovely way to describe it, Ayaka. Thank you. I move to Kobus, and Kobus, we know that you're used to living in very wide open spaces. The cruelest thing we could have done was throw you into a 5-star hotel room. How have you been coping?
Nee, ek was heel alright geweest want ons het heeltyd gewerk, ons was baie besig geweest. Daar was nie regtig tyd geweest om te dink aan ek is nou in 'n kamer en kan ergens in gaan nie want so slag gewerk is, dan wil 'n man net lê. As dit nie vir jy wil uitgaan nie. So maar dit was alright geweest die afgelope 2 dae. Het maar net bietjie moeilik geraak wat ons nou niks gedoen het nie.
I can imagine. Listen, I, for one, am really looking forward to see what a guy from the northern Cape face looks like as soon as he puts a foot onto that ice continent. That I'm looking forward to seeing. Thanks, Quibus. Again, I just want to just say a big thank you. You know, the Table Bay has been ultra generous. We've been spoiled beyond belief. To Graham Wood, the CEO of Sun International, and then just to Joanne Selby and her staff. You know, for the people that are watching now and the people that are involved, our economy in the Western Cape, especially in tourism, has really, really suffered. And when we say suffer, I'm talking about those families and those people that absolutely rely on the income of tourism to put their children through school and to put food on the table. Joanne, we know that your business is being resolute and is being robust in this time. We support you, and we want to thank you, every single one of us that was involved during this isolation process. We really, really thank you guys for making this a very, very easy time for these students. Otherwise, it could have been very uncomfortable. Thank you again. To ALCI, to our logistics partners, the guys that actually get us to Antarctica. You guys have been, I don't of Cape Town City understand the gratitude that we have for a resilient core of people like yourselves. Marilla and Vasily, thank you again. You've made sure that we could jump through the hoops, that we could get over the hurdles and the obstacles. COVID probably across the world canceled every single Antarctic expedition and project. You made sure Matrics in Antarctica could keep going. We're extremely, extremely grateful for that effort and that commitment to making this possible. Without further ado, someone that I've got to know in the last 2 years, someone that I've got a mountain of respect for, somebody that I see that doesn't just talk about being passionate about her world, passionate about leadership, and passionate about being in a government for a world-class city like Cape Town. I've always dreamed of opening an Antarctic museum. I've always dreamed of spending more time in Antarctica. But one thing that I've realized in the last few years is that Cape Town is not taking the opportunity it has as a gateway city to Antarctica realistically. Somebody that shares that view and has the same passion about Antarctica, Felicity Purchase. Welcome.
So welcome, thank you very much, Rian, and good morning to everybody, especially, of course, our young winners of the competition, our 5 students. You are indeed very privileged, and I'm the Mako member for Transport in Cape Town, and that includes not only the roads and the infrastructure, but also the importance of transport is its ability to connect people, to facilitate the movement of people and goods and services. So this is irrespective of where the point of departure is and where the destination is, and it drives the economy of the area. So whether it's in Cape Town or in South Africa or in Antarctica, the linkages between the cities and the towns and the continents are in fact as important. So Cape Town is one, as Rian said, of the gateway cities, the 5 gateway cities, which act as platforms to the entry onto the continent of Antarctica. The others being Hobart, Christchurch, Punta Arenas, and Ushuaia. And Cape Town, of course, is the largest of these and creates the departure point from both the port as well as the air access by a CLI. And for that, we are very grateful. And mostly onto the Queen Maudland area of Antarctica. So the South African base, both the summer base and the winter base, are part of Cape Town, and you might not know that, but you can actually get in touch with them by dialing on the 021 dial code, and it's actually quite exciting when you get through to someone so far away. Not only do we provide the platform for the South African bases, but we also provide the platform for other countries who have their bases in that vicinity. I can talk to you about transport in Cape Town. But I'm sure that the challenges we experience and are facing with congestion and traffic and things like that are the furthest most from your mind at the moment. Today is a very exciting day for you. And so let's talk about some of the transport challenges and opportunities you will experience down south. So you're going to fly down on a plane that you've probably never seen in your life before, and is the furthest thing you can imagine. But let me tell you, it's comfortable and they look after you, and you will land at the Novakaya station, which is near the Russian base. This will be really exciting. Firstly, because it's to experience the sun never setting is probably going to be a first for you. And then you land on a flat ice shelf, which just goes on for miles. And the airport is something that you can never imagine. You will be met by vehicles that make 4x4s here look like Lego toys. You'll experience sleds as transport instead of taxis, and smaller planes to get you west to the Sana base. Everything you do will be weather permitting, wind, snow, ice. The most important thing is visibility, and of course, safety is paramount. So there comes a time when you might have to be sort of tied together because you can't see in front of your own face. But you're truly privileged to be going there. And Cape Town is truly privileged to be one of the gateway cities. The ships that leave from the port Vittel in Cape Town Harbour, we've had the privilege of building in Cape Town one of the British base. All that needed to be transported south via ship leaving from Cape Town. And that is the traditional mode. But we're very grateful to Ackley for our long relationship with them, which has been beneficial both to all the countries that have bases down south, but particularly to Cape Town and to the Department of Environment and the teams that use Cape Town to stock up. I'm very impressed when I was there that the food they supplied us was bought in the gardens, and it just shows how close those economies are. So I'm excited for each and every one of you. I saw on my Facebook timeline, it's exactly 10 years ago since I was down there, and I'm really envious of you guys. But this is an experience you will never forget. So there will be times when you'll be very lonely, particularly if the internet's not working. But make the most of it. Stay close. You will remember this for the rest of your lives. So good luck, and make the most of this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alderman Purchase. Wonderful to have your reflections. You know, when we've chatted, you've told me just how that trip to Antarctica was life-changing for you. I guess something that's out of sight, out of mind is not easily spoken about. And that's why I think just the power of being able to bring Antarctica closer, especially for South Africans and for Cape Townians, will make it more real. The amazing little fact about one of our students, Kobus Berger, who is flying tomorrow, it will be the first time in Kobus's life that he ever flies. Now imagine for the rest of his life, he's going to be telling people his first flight was to Antarctica. Now that is a story to tell. Guys, we have a surprise for you. We have the Deputy Mayor, Alderman Ian Neilson, who will be giving you students a big surprise today, besides just wishing you and bidding you a farewell to Antarctica. Without much further ado, Deputy Mayor Neilson.
Well, good morning to everyone, and thank you very much. So I just wanted to say welcome to Cape Town. I know you've been here quite a while already, but welcome nevertheless. I hope in your restricted conditions you've enjoyed your time here. Pity that under the circumstances we're under now, you couldn't get out and see the city much more, but you know, there will be a time that you can do that. So I want to first of all congratulate the 5 who made it to this point to be chosen to go on this amazing trip. I must admit that I'm also a little bit wishing that I could have been along with you. But that's your privilege this time, and I really hope that you are going to enjoy this. I think it's great that you can fly. I mean, if you have to go by boat, you've got to get through the roaring 50s and the roaring 40s, and it's a little bit of a difficult boat ride. So it's great that one can get there by air. So I think Felicity Purchase has spoken a lot around Cape Town, and it's linked to Antarctica. We do always tell everyone that Antarctica is part of Cape Town. You just dial 021, and that's how you get to Antarctica. But we are the base that really supplies a lot of the bases down in Antarctica. We regularly see here in Cape Town the supply ships from the British, from the Russians, and from others who come here to stock up, even prepare their ships, to get their ships ready to go down to Antarctica. And when they get back, they prepare further before they go back to their own country. So with that in mind, I trust that you will enjoy this. I don't know if anyone's having a birthday while you're there. You may know that if you have a birthday there, the tradition is you must have an ice bath. So if that's what you have to do, well, good luck. Anyway, but right now, I want the 5 matriculants to go to the doors of their rooms in the hotel and open the doors. And there'll be a parcel for you to collect. So please go now. I don't know if everyone's heard me. You need to go to the door of your room. So what you're all getting is a nice warm coat. That's the inaugural jacket for the Matrics in Antarctica. I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you so much, Deputy Mayor Neilson. We are so grateful you had the time to be able to make this day even more special for these 5 students. If you just take a look at some of those images, if we can just see the students busy trying on those jackets, that would be some good. Calby looking great. Boyketla, let's get yours on as well. Let's see what you look like in it. Thea looking lovely. Ayaka, nice. See, Quibus is still too shy to get dressed in front of us. No, Thea, that is looking wonderful. You guys looking great. That's going to keep you warm tomorrow. That will be the first thing you grab and you look for when you get to Antarctica. Trust me. Again, I just want to say thank you to Marilla and Vasily Kalazin from ALCI, to Joanne Selby from the Table Bay Hotel. You guys have been more than super generous, and we are extremely, extremely grateful. We also just thank you to Alderman Felicity Purchase, Deputy Mayor Neilson. Thank you so much for gracing us today with your presence and with your time. We are extremely appreciative. To the team, especially Delisha, who sat in isolation with the 9 students, You know how grateful we are for the care, but also just the concern that you had for these students to make this journey so special for them. To Fadli Wahid and to Marika Muson, we look forward to seeing you on the aeroplane tomorrow. And guys, I've got to get going because I haven't even started packing. Thanks everybody for joining us. See you soon.